If English is your second language and you are operating a motor vehicle in this country, it very well could be a problem when you get pulled over by the police. Naturally, we're all nervous if we get pulled over by the police for something as simple as a speeding ticket. I know I do. But in the event you get pulled over and you are asked to do certain things and you're pulled over by the police and you're Spanish speaking, Chinese speaking, Korean speaking, you have the absolute right to get your faculties about you and ask for an interpreter. The police have the absolute right to ask you if they're concerned you might be driving while intoxicated, to have you do certain field sobriety tests. But the field sobriety tests make people nervous. They ask you to say the alphabet backwards, walk in a straight line, look at a flashlight. All these things, by the very nature of who's asking the question, maybe the time of day, maybe it's late in the day and you're nervous on top of that, make normal first language English speaking people nervous. However, people who have the disadvantage of not knowing English quite as well should immediately invoke your right to an interpreter. Don't do the test. Don't do the field test. Stop and say, I want to make sure I understand what's being asked of me. Because the police officer writes on the report, I instructed you, I asked you, they answered yes, they understood, and then they failed. In addition to that, the police officer then takes you to the station after you've failed the field test and sticks forms in front of you. The form in DUI in Maryland is called a DR-15. You shouldn't sign the form unless you understand every single thing that it says. You're giving up some very important rights. Ask for an interpreter. In some instances, the police officers can't find an interpreter. Never bother to get an interpreter. We had a case this morning in the district court. My client was Chinese. He was charged with DUI, DW, and DWI, both. The police failed to get an interpreter. We got the charges dismissed on that ground and that ground alone.